Welcome to the WESOFLY Morning Show. Please be sure to tune in every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to get your daily dose of positivity and motivation. Here at WESOFLY, we wish to create an army of smiles and spread positivity to the globe. We are on a mission to decrease depression, stress, and anxiety. We wish to be a voice for the voiceless, so let your voice be heard. Hello. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the WESOFLY Morning Show. If you're in need of a daily dose of positivity and motivation, you've come to the right place. So thank you for tuning in. For today's topic, we're going to be discussing procrastination. Procrastination is something very, very special because a lot of us, such as myself, are professional procrastinators. I know how to take forever to get one thing done if I really want to. I know how to convince myself that an hour to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours the next day sounds better than right now, and that's what professionalism is all about, right? Being the best at what you do. So, procrastination, all jokes aside, is something really serious because it can get in the way of a lot of things. Let's be real. It really does get frustrating because it's not that you don't want to do the task at hand. You don't want to knock things out. And in fact, you do. You really do. But it's just your mind. Your mind takes you places. Your mind plays tricks on you. Your mind convinces you that tomorrow is a better day, or tomorrow you'll have more energy for it, or there's so much more you could be doing today and it can wait. And it's not that urgent, and I'll just put it off until later. I'm sure I'll get to it later. Of course I will. That's what we tell ourselves, right? But little do we know, we never do. And a lot of us, we know we're not going to get to it later, but it just feels so good to say. I don't know why. I'm letting I'm just being transparent right now. For me, it feels so good to say, oh, well, tomorrow sounds so much better. I think tomorrow will be a better day to get those things done. Yeah. Right. And then tomorrow comes around, and then next thing you know, you're saying the same thing each and every day, and then it never gets done. And sometimes it does get done. It just takes forever. But the danger zone is that it could possibly never get done. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to avoid the simple fact that our conquest will not be finished. That we're going to start a journey and then we're just going to take detours forever. We're not supposed to take detours. We know the directions. It's like having a compass and a map. You know exactly which direction to go into, but you choose not to. It's like you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, but you're doing everything else except for what you're really supposed to be doing. This happens all the time. It's how the world works, It's just how a lot of us work. We get so caught up in, having fun or, trying to engage in what everyone else is doing. We lose sight of the goal. We lose sight of our motivation. We lose the motivation. And it just seems like certain things are just not as serious as they used to be. We don't take ourselves as serious as we used to, or we might feel a bit insecure. So that's why, we put things off because we're scared that we're not going to make it, or we're scared that we're not going to pull through with something, or we're just scared. Fear can make you procrastinate like no other, because when you're afraid, like I said, those thoughts, they linger, they don't go anywhere. And they grow. Not only do they linger, but they grow because other thoughts attach to that one thought. It takes one thought, then another one attaches to that one, then another one, then another one. Next thing you know, you have a chaotic mind filled with just so many unrealistic thoughts, so many irrational thoughts, and it causes you to do bad things. It causes you to feel bad. It has all kinds of effects. So procrastination is really bad. It's not a joke at all because, like I said, you can get so stuck in your ways to where you don't get nothing done. You really don't. And it's just, it really makes no sense when the minute you knock those things out, you're going to feel better. That's the goal, to feel better, to relieve that stress, right? So why continue to be stressed out when you know that knocking that project out, or just getting that task done, or knocking that goal out, whatever the case is going to automatically make you feel better because you're not going to be stressed out anymore. You're not going to worry about it anymore. I get that, you might be focused on the outcome of those things, what's going to come of it, if anything at all. But at the same time, if you never start, how will you know how to finish? And not only start, don't just initiate, but be consistent, be continuous with that journey. Don't just initiate the process and then, like I said, kind of just lag on and be lazy, no. Don't be lazy with it, because the minute you get it done, and when you give it your all, when you give it your best, things turn out in the best way. They turn out for the right reasons. But as long as you're sitting there and you're just putting things off, and you're letting your thoughts get the best of you, and you're letting everything get to you, and you're just letting everybody else tell you what to do and not doing what you want to do because, you feel uncomfortable or whatever, the list goes on. There's so many different reasons why we tend to procrastinate. And it's so simple. It just all starts with just laziness, to be honest, or fear. Those are the top two common factors of why someone procrastinates, because they're afraid or they're just really tired and lazy. I know how that is to feel burnt out, and that's why I'm saying it's not so straightforward all the time. I get it, but at the same time, if you never put yourself out there, you can't get mad that things don't change. If you want change, you have to initiate the change, and you have to be continuous with the change. You have to be consistent with the changes. You have to keep putting your best foot forward. You have to keep putting your best effort out there in order to get results. Results don't just come overnight, and good results at that don't come overnight. You might get some type of results, but it's not going to be the ones that you're looking for, basically. So that's what is most important, to realize that if you have goals, you need to accomplish those goals. Why make a list of goals if you're never going to go after them? Why have dreams if you're never going to live them out? Or why have a vision if you're not going to make that vision into a reality? These are the questions that we must ask ourselves, because that's the only way that you're going to make sense of why you procrastinate or how to combat that procrastination. Because it's like something in your ear every day just trying to tell you that it's not going to work out, or just being that negative critic, just that overly critical person in your life. That's what procrastination can sound like. It can feel like, because it holds you back, and it holds you back for a long time. So as long as you allow it to, but it doesn't necessarily have to be as long if you nip it in the bud. If you put things into perspective and you take it for what it's worth, and you value your time, you value your energy. You don't waste time, you don't waste energy doing things that don't make sense. And 9 chances out of 10, which is so funny to me, is that we worry about the things that we don't want to do, but then we end up doing things that we shouldn't be doing with so much energy. We know we need to get it done, but we rather waste time doing something that we have no business doing, wasting all that good energy, when it could have been put towards something that's going to benefit us, or something that's going to help us later on down the line, and just help things to move into motion and work out. It's very strange how the mind works like that. You don't think anything of it when it's something that you don't have to do. When you feel obligated to do it, that's where the pressure's on. There's too much pressure can cause you to feel depleted, to be burnt out, to feel lazy, to feel discouraged, you know what I mean? So it's all about how you perceive things. If you look at the task as exhausting, you're going to feel exhausted before you even start. It's all about how your mind is set up. Why do you think that the task is exhausting? Why do you feel that way? What makes you think that? Is that your natural thought process, or is it just what that one particular thing you feel like it's going to be a lot of hard work that needs to go into it, so that's why you're exhausted, or what is it? So of course I understand that doing a lot of hard work is not the ideal for a lot of people. Nobody wants to consistently work hard. Well, some people do, actually. I can't say that. Some people thrive off of that, which is good. Shout out to those who do. Kudos. But I find it to be exhilarating at times. It's just not all of the time. Working hard all of the time, I don't feel is healthy for anyone, to be honest with you, because we're human. We need breaks. We need time to have fun. We need time to engage in our pleasures and to meet our needs, and sometimes those tasks at hand are not always the priority, and I get that, because you want to take a break, you want to have fun, you want to get out there, you want to do different things, you don't want to feel restricted, you don't want to feel attached to these projects all the time. I get it, because it's just it takes away the enjoyment sometimes, and that's why they say work hard, play hard. You got to play just as hard as you work. You got to reward yourself as much as you accomplish things. Every time you accomplish something, you should be setting yourself up for a reward system somehow, whether it be a day out somewhere, eating your favorite food, going to a spa, shop therapy, whatever the case may be. There's so many different forms of therapy and ways of congratulating yourself and making yourself feel good so that you can continue on and persevere and not procrastinate. But like I said, you have to set yourself up for success. Success is not going to just come to you. It's not going to just fly to you. It has to be something that's sought after, something that you seek out, and something that you take care of, because it's all about having a game plan and putting actions into place so that game plan is solidified. That's all it's about. So take it one step at a time. Try not to look at everything on such a grand scale. Maybe that's what's stressing you out, and stress causes you to fall back. It causes you to just stand still and makes you stagnant. So you just have to be careful, with how you talk to yourself, how you think about these situations, especially these projects that you're, engaging in. You have to be careful with how you view them, because it can make or break the project. It's that simple. It starts with a thought. Everything starts with a clear thought, So just be more precise with your thought process when it comes to these different missions that we're on, and make it fun. That's the biggest recommendation I could give. Make it fun. Make it to where you feel good about what you're doing so that you don't feel exhausted. Make it to where you enjoy what you're doing so that it's not a chore, because if it's tedious, you're not going to want to do it. If you view it as tedious from the get-go, you're definitely not going to want to do it. So you got to make sure that you're picking and doing things that you enjoy doing. And that in the same token of that enjoyment, you can actually help yourself. It's beneficial to you at the same time. And it can always be beneficial to you with hard work. With the right amount of work and the right amount of time, you can always benefit from something you put time into. It just depends on how you go about it. Your approach is everything. And like I said, that consistency in the midst of that is what matters too. If not, it matters the most. But we're going to take a quick little commercial break here and get into the question of the day, and then we'll be back with some more on the topic of procrastination. So tune in for the question of the day. Okay, and now we're going to get into the question of the day, guys. So, in terms of procrastination, what do you think makes you procrastinate? If you could sit down and think about it and perhaps make a list of reasons why you put things off, what is usually the process of that? Like, how does that happen? Is it when you get overwhelmed, you tend to procrastinate? Is it when you're bored with the situation, do you procrastinate? Is it when you're afraid? What is the thought process behind that, and what are some of the emotions that come from feeling that procrastination coming? But yeah, I just want you guys to think about that for today and try to put some things into perspective. But with that being said, let's get right back into the episode. Okay, and we're right back after the question of the day. So let's try to really think about those things and figure out why we procrastinate and how long does it take us to break out of that procrastination. What does it start with? I know for me personally, when I'm not feeling inspired, it's easy for me to procrastinate. So as long as I'm feeling motivated and as long as I can see what I'm after, and if that vision starts to get blurry, that's when I start to procrastinate the most, because then I'm like, I start to get bored. I start to feel like things are tedious, and that's not good, because when you're bored, you're definitely not going to engage in anything. You're not motivated to do anything. So you're not going to try. You're not even going to lift a finger to get things done because you're bored with it, or you just don't see the purpose. And that's one thing that we really have to try to make clear to ourselves: the purpose behind why we do what we do. What is your purpose behind what you're doing? If you don't have a purpose, it's no wonder you don't want to do anything, because you don't know the reason why you're doing it. It's that simple. If you're not sure of what you're doing, the reasoning behind it, why would you ever want to put yourself out there? Because to you, and at that point, it's going to be like, this is a waste of time. This makes no sense. I can't see anything coming from this. I don't even know what I want to come from this. Like, it's just, you're lost, everything is chaotic. So of course it's not going to feel good, and you're not going to feel like, walking into the process. You're not going to want to work with the process, trust in the process, because you don't even know what the process entails. What is the process? What are you trying to work towards? What are you trying to get to? What is your final destination? If you could envision what that destination looks like, and exit out of that procrastination stage, what are you after? And is it growth? I don't know. The answers are going to vary, but that's what's most important, is to figure out if you're looking for peace of mind or what it is, and if you are looking for peace of mind, like I had stated earlier, getting things done is going to give you that peace of mind. It's only when you don't get things done and you waste time and you sit around and you worry about the what if, and you do that what if, should have, could have game, then of course you're going to be a professional procrastinator, of course, So it's tricky, but it doesn't always have to be. A lot of the times these things are very straightforward. We just don't want to believe that they are. We don't want to believe that these things are so straightforward. We always convince ourselves that there's more steps that are needed, and some of the time it's not so many steps. It's not about all of that. It's about, getting things done, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what steps are included. It's just do whatever needs to be done so that you can relieve yourself. Your peace of mind matters so much more than how long something is going to take, because that the longer you wait, the longer those thoughts are going to linger, the longer that feeling is going to linger, and you're not going to feel good. You're not going to want to do anything. It's not going to be a good time. And you deserve to enjoy every bit of your life, every portion of your life, and that's what we're after. So why not help yourself? Why not give into the process instead of fighting it? Go with the flow. And when in doubt, ask questions, figure things out. And if one route doesn't work, use another. Just keep using as many routes as you need so that you can get on track and stay on track, and then go from point A to point B and get to that destination in the way that you're supposed to, because as long as you remain consistent, as long as you stay focused, you're going to get it done. So focus your energy in the right ways, focus your energy in the right areas, and I promise that everything is going to start to unfold for you. Everything is going to start to work out more. You're going to have more positive outcomes than before, because you're already practicing optimism. You're giving yourself a head start mentally, and all of this stuff is mental. Procrastination requires a lot of mental energy, to break out of that habit and to do what needs to be done. It takes a lot of you believing in yourself. It takes a lot of time on your part, and just doing that self-investment. You got to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in anything else, at least invest in you. And just as much time as you invest in your phone and that business, whatever, especially that business. If you have things that need to be done, like a mission on this earth, which we all have a mission, please live out that mission, live out that purpose, and don't sleep on it, because you never know what kind of medicine you could be to someone. You never know how much of a help you could be to someone's life. So don't take that lightly, and don't take that for granted, because we're all we were all designed to be great. We were all designed with so many different gifts and so many different missions, and it's amazing, but we have to take full advantage of those things. We can't let time pass us by. We got to work with time, not against it. So with that being said, I hope you guys understand how powerful breaking out of procrastination can be for you in terms of your success and your growth overall as a person. It can help you in so many different ways for so many different reasons. So you just have to really try your best to just not give into those thoughts and not give into that habit. Break out of the habit slowly but surely. Keep weaning yourself off of those normal ways of doing things and change it up, switch it up, do something different, do something that's worthwhile, make it worthwhile. And if you're going to invest your energy in something, at least make sure it's beneficial for you, and hopefully someone else too. But yes, guys, if you could do us a huge favor, do us a huge favor, please, and visit WESOFLYMorningshow.com and check out that self-care page. Look over those positive affirmations, and also please be sure to check out the shop page. We have so many different shirts on there. You have the option to create your own shirt. That is also included. So please just take your time and help us to help the community, because the proceeds from the shirts goes to the homeless and the less fortunate. So you're literally helping us to help the world, one topic at a time, one shirt at a time. And it's that simple. This movement is moving really fast, and a lot of people are on board. And we just want to thank you guys for all of your support and for believing in the journey, because the world needs more positivity, and we're going to keep doing it consistently. We're going to give, because the more you give, the more you receive. But it's not just about receiving. It's about doing what needs to be done and doing what's right, because you feel it in your gut that it's what needs to be done. It's what you have to do. You should feel like an internal obligation to do certain things, and you shouldn't question it. You shouldn't feel bad about it, because that's what you were designed to do. It's a part of your timeline. So live out your timeline and don't fight it. But yes, with that being said, please have a beautiful day, night, wherever you are. Take good care of yourself and stay tuned for the next episode. God bless you.
Stay fly, I gotta stay fly. When you see me in the club, when you see